Hi, it's Colin Cowherd. I started The Volume to bring you some of the most authentic voices in sports. While you're here, make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks. All right, Chad Millman, Sharper Square. He's the Chief Content Officer of the Action Network. All these current odds are FanDuel odds, by the way. Okay, so last week I liked Cincinnati as a favorite and the Rams as a favorite. And then I liked dogs, and I got my arse kicked. So I was 2-2 overall. I was 4-0 on outcomes. So this week, I like all the favorites. That almost never happens with me. So I'm very uncomfortable with that. And but I do get to a point, there's only one of them that makes me really uncomfortable, and let's start with that. So at 3.5, it's telling me to bet the Bengals. And they clearly have the better quarterback. But I think we have a mismatch problem. I think Tennessee's defensive front is going to manhandle the Bengals' offensive line, which is the worst remaining in the playoffs. So the number is telling me to take the better quarterback and the Bengals. It's not a devastating home field advantage for the Titans. That's what the number is telling me. But I like the Titans to win, and I think they'll ugly it up. But I would just take the Bengals in this moment because I think they have met a personnel mismatch, and I think it's going to decide the game. So I'm going to take the Bengals plus 3.5, but I think they're going to lose. I would always rather take the team I want. Generally, I pick the winner of the game. I don't like taking a team and then having them lose close. I'd rather just, if I like a team, I like a team. But I'm going to take the Bengals. They're going to lose, but I'll take the points. That was a sloppy, long way of talking about it, Sharper Square.
It's like you're twisting yourself into a pretzel to find a reason to bet the Bengals, and it's a terrible idea. The Titans are the wise guy side here. Don't be fooled by the hook. You know, that's what we call it when a game is on the half point. Don't be fooled by the 3.5. That is a lure from the bookmakers to get the squares to come in at bet Cincinnati. The Titans are the right side in this game. If this game
it makes me so happy.
I mean,
so happy because I think they're the better team.
Yeah. If this game was at 4, the wise guys would still be betting on the Titans. It's the first time the Titans have all 22 of their starters healthy. They used the most players in NFL history this year. 91 players. We have yet to see this team at full strength, and they're the number 1 seed. Credit to Mike Vrabel. And we've talked about this. We've talked about this on the favorites on the podcast. Like Mike Vrabel, he should be the odds-on favorite to be coach of the year. 91 players used. He ended up with the number 1 seed in the AFC, a conference that includes the Chiefs and the Bills and the Patriots. And this guy still had the number 1 seed. When he has more than 9 days to prepare, he's 8-0 against the spread. He's just a really, really good coach. So now you've got a D-line for the Bengals that has a lot of, that is banged up, right? Larry Ogunjobi, he's out. Trey Hendrickson is playing, but he's coming off a concussion. You're getting Derrick Henry back and fresh. If you've seen the video of him, he is beating the crap out of people that are holding the pads on his own team. You've got AJ Brown back. You've got Julio Jones, who will probably play 85% of the snaps on offense. When those 3 guys are on the field, they're averaging 7 yards per play. Okay. So now you've got a team at full strength that was number 1 in the conference, a competitive conference, when they weren't at full strength. There's a little bit too much euphoria around this Bengals team. Just take the Titans and lay the points.
I'm glad because I think they're the better team. That makes me so happy. So I'll do that. Okay. I told you I like the favorites.
So stick with it.
Niners team.
Be a man who has the courage of his convictions. Stick with it.
Okay. Beat up Niners off a dramatic win. Healthiest the Packers have been all year. Rested. I like Green Bay minus 5.5. Or the Sharper Square.
Remember when I was telling you to be a man who sticks by the courage of your convictions?
Yeah.
So This is a hard game. It's a really hard game, and there is no real consensus on this. The wise guys desperately want to bet the Niners at +6, and they generally are. But you're not going to find anyone who is sort of saying, "Oh yeah, this is why," right? The wise guys want to bet him because that's a big number for a Kyle Shanahan team that has played well against the Packers before. The health of Jimmy G here is a real concern. And not just his hand, but did he injure his throwing shoulder? You've got below zero temperatures. Can you expect the Packers to just dare Jimmy G to throw the ball and then sort of try to eliminate what makes Kyle Shanahan so great as a schemer? And I mean that in a good way. And as a play caller, which is taking advantage of what his offensive line and sort of that zone blocking in the running game can do. So the Niners are the right side because it's a big number for a really good team. You're probably going to get Bosa back. Fred Warner is definitely going to be back. But it's not one that makes anyone comfortable. So your equivocation here, which is what I'm doing, is more, it's more fair.
All right. My second favorite pick of the weekend, because my favorite is the final game, Bills-Chiefs. I'll get to that in a second. My second favorite bet of the week is Bucs -3. So everything went perfect against Arizona. Matt Stafford only had to throw 17 times. They dominate the line of scrimmage. Arizona doubled Cooper Kupp. They went to Higsby. They went to Van Jefferson. They went to the run game. They went to OBJ. They were at home. It was very comfortable. It's a declining Arizona defense over the last month, and Kyler Murray played poorly. It just worked out perfectly. Although I do worry about the health of the Buccaneers O-line. They won't be able to run. You're asking Matt Stafford to go on the road and throw 40 times. I don't love it. Now, I will say this. Rams are pretty healthy. Right now, they're probably healthier than Tampa. But I feel pretty strongly about the multiple ways the Bucs can win. I think they're going to get some running back help back. Leonard Fournette may play. I'm going to take the Bucs -3, sharp or square.
In a surprise, it's pretty sharp. We talked about this on the Favorites podcast as well. I don't mean to be shamelessly dropping it, but it's one of the segments we do is called Sharp Calls. And we'll do the podcast on Tuesday, then we'll do it on Thursday. And we will talk about the calls that we have gotten over the 48 hours, me and Simon Hunter, my co-host, from professional bettors saying what they agreed with and disagreed with about what we had talked about on Tuesday. And we both came in saying we like the Rams at +3, and the line has actually moved down to 2.5. So the bookmakers have moved it in the Rams direction, but that's largely because of the tickets. And there have been a lot of very well-known in the industry professional betting syndicates. These are groups that bet large amounts of money together. They spread it out all over the country where, betting is legal in so many places now. Spending big money on the Bucs, really, really big money on the Bucs. So the professionals are backing you up there.
Best bet of the week, Kansas City -1.5. There's some numbers that tell you that Kansas City has righted the ship. Josh Allen performances tend to be spike, struggle. I think there'll be some pretty good pressure applied to him with Kansas City's front. I do like, over the last couple of games, Buffalo did really make a movement toward being more balanced. They were running the ball more with Moss and Singletary, trying to be less dependent on Josh Allen. But as Greg Cosell says, they are still the most quarterback-dependent team in the league. I like Kansas City to win by a touchdown, a lot of points, a lot of fun, sharp or square.
So I'm going to equivocate a little bit here. I agree with you. I like the Chiefs. My professional betting friend, Simon Hunter, loves the Chiefs in this spot. The wise guys collectively have been coming in on the Bills. I think you and I and Simon are all in the minority here. And this is what we call a pros Joe's game. If you look at the tickets, it's coming in on the Chiefs. If you look at the money, coming in on the Bills, the line, that's why it's dropped. It was at 2.5. Then it went to 2. Unfortunately, I bet the Chiefs at -2. Now it's at 1.5. And a lot of the professionals are actually just betting the Bills to win outright. I think there is a lot of irrational exuberance that is happening for the Bills right now. You ask a lot of professionals, they say they're their top rated team. I am going back to the basics. If you're telling me I'm getting a once in a generation quarterback at home who is a two-time defending conference champion against a team in the Bills that, as good as they are right now, and we all believe they're great, still didn't do the things they needed to do to put themselves in a position to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They lost to the Jags, right? That was the game, to me, that it's going to come back and bite them a little bit. I think they're going to look back at that and say, wow, we were not consistent enough. We were not good enough. They are built to beat the Chiefs. That is the one thing they have focused on. I don't think it will be enough. I am with you. We are making an executive decision. We are overriding what the wise guys are showing us. We're on the Chiefs.